Hi, everyone. Welcome to the StriveScan College Launchpad, the Arts Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited you are here. Each institution will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but we'll be around for the entire session to answer any questions. My name is Catherine, and I will be your facilitator for this session. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items to note. First, your camera and microphone are off. You are muted and your video is off. The panelists can't see or hear you. If you have any questions at all, feel free to use the Q&A button to type in your questions to the presenters at any time. They are here, ready and available to answer your questions. This is one of many college presentations being offered, so feel free to check the schedule on the website for more. We have some upcoming programming happening in May. And lastly, this session is being recorded along with many other sessions and will be available at strivescan.com/launch. We are currently in session B1, where my mouse is circling. And this is also the same order of presentation. So without further ado, I'll get out of the way and introduce our very first representative from Oklahoma City University.
Hello, everyone. Getting my presentation up here. All right. So we are Oklahoma City University. My name is Jessica Coronis, and I am the coordinator of undergraduate admissions. Oklahoma City University is located in the heart of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. We are a small private liberal arts-based university. We like to say that we are Oklahoma City's university. I describe us as kind of a small college oasis with all the city amenities. We have about 1,600 undergraduate students. We bring in, including our freshmen and transfer students, a little over 400. So it is a small group. And that's part of it. You become part of our family at OCU. Looking at kind of our academics, we have small class sizes. We have that 11-to-1 student faculty ratio. And so whether you like it or not, faculty know you, and that's intentional. And I think that's really important as part of a liberal arts and having the ability to kind of get to know professors, kind of customize what you want your experience to look like. Looking at our performing arts, we have 3 main colleges on campus: our Ann Lacy School of American Dance and Entertainment, our School of Theater, and the Wanda L. Bass School of Music. You can see we have a variety of different majors within each college. Another thing to note that makes us a little bit different is that our music theater program is actually a part of our Wanda L. Bass School of Music. And then we have a separate BFA acting. They are very similar, but also very different. And we would love to talk and explain those differences to you. All of our programs are top ranked programs. Our alums are going out and working. We have a lot of folks out on Broadway. Our School of Music hosts over 250 different performances. And there's just a lot of really great performing arts opportunities for all of our students. You can see here just some of the different engagement. Whether we were in the pandemic or not, students were still performing. They were still having those activities. You see down in the corner, we had Kristen Chenoweth, is an alum of the university. She's also one of our artists in residence. And so she's been working a lot with our students these last couple of years. But our programs all kind of have classes that kind of interact with each other. And so you're getting trained by those specific faculty, which is really important. So it's not siloed, everyone kind of works together, which also means that as any major at OCU, you can audition for any of our performances. And we have local partnerships with some of the area community and encourage students to take job opportunities throughout the year and during summer and get those performance things, right? So how do you become an OCU? We have our application, but we also are on the Common App. We do require a high school transcript and test scores, but we are test optional, so test scores are not required. But you do need to submit an application to the university prior to your audition. And so When applying, you apply to the university and then you will have to submit or register for an audition. We do have some pre-screen processes. We are auditioning at various festivals, and you can scan our QR codes here to learn more about what our audition processes look like. We have deadlines for different programs, but if you're interested in some of our main programs, a lot of those performing arts and audition deadlines are in the fall semester. So that way we can get you your audition results by early spring so you can make those decisions. If you have any additional questions about OCU, about any of our programs, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to connect with you with your admissions counselor, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Great, thank you. The next institution we will hear from is University of Alabama at Birmingham.
Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry. My screen is not really working for me at the moment, but I will still give a presentation for you all. Just one second. Hello, everyone. How are you? All right. So just a quick overview of the University of Alabama. So the University of Alabama at Birmingham currently has students representing over 22,000 students representing over 100 countries. And we are recognized by Insight into Diversity as a diversity champion in 2018, 2019, 2020, and recently in 2021. So I will say, to represent that diversity, 42.5% of UAB students represent minority populations. And we have recently celebrated our 50th anniversary in 2019. So this year would be our 53rd. It is also important to know that 88% of UAB seniors know their post-undergraduate plans upon graduation as well. So a few of the new academic majors that we have is cancer biology. Cancer biology is one of the only majors of its kind. So you can go to any other university within the nation and you will not find this specific major. One interesting fact about this major is that the 300 and 400 level courses are taught by medical school professors. So you get that firsthand information directly from the researchers in that department. We also have bioinformatics, which is a combination of medicine and technology. And we also have entrepreneurship as well, part of our COLAT School of Business. All right. So a few of our admission steps, we do have a minimum GPA requirement of a 2.75 and an ACT score of a 20, SAT score of 1020. But at the moment, we are currently test optional, so you do not have to include those test scores in order to be considered for scholarships or for admissions decisions. To apply to UAB, you would visit the site uab.edu/apply, and you can submit your UAB application online or through the Common App. After you submit your application, you will pay the $40 application fee. And after submitting your application fee, we ask that you ask your high school or your university to send an official copy of your transcript to our school. And also, if you did want to include those test scores, we ask that you send official ACT or SAT scores if you would like to have them considered for admissions and for scholarships. All right. Also, about our merit-based scholarships, we do have a few different internal scholarships available for students who have been accepted at UAB. And the general application opens beginning September 1st. And what you have to submit is a personal statement of 250 words on a topic that really explains a little bit more of yourself to us as a university. And our internal scholarships range from $2,000 to $10,000 for in-state students that renew for 4 years annually. And for out-of-state students, we have a range of $6,000 to $20,000 that renews for 4 years annually. The awarding for those scholarships starts December 1st and continues throughout the spring semester. We also have a few national recognition scholarships from College Board National Recognition Programs that award students $2,500 for 4 years. And we also recognize the National Merit Finalists for $4,000, and those renew for 4 years as well. We usually ask students to complete the FAFSA by visiting fafsa.gov, and we usually ask students to submit that FAFSA by a priority deadline of December 1st. And we also ask that students submit those as soon as possible. We do accept all different types of federal aid. That includes grants, which you do not have to pay back, loans, both unsubsidized and subsidized. And we also have different work study opportunities for students as well. We also ask that you visit UAB by visiting the site uab.edu/visit. And by visiting that site, it will give you an option to schedule a tour with us throughout the week or maybe on the weekend if you aren't available. And we just ask that you come and visit us as soon as you possibly can. We also ask that you connect with us by visiting uab.edu/my-counselor, and you can find your specific counselor. It will ask you to select your state and your county, and it will pop up for your admissions counselor specifically. You can call, text, or email them for any questions that you may have. We also ask that you follow us at UAB Trailblazers and at Choose UAB on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all giving me your time.
So much great information. Thank you. Just a friendly reminder that if you have any questions at all, to feel free to use the Q&A button towards the bottom of your screen to submit any questions you may have. Our representatives are here and available to answer your questions. Our last representative for this session at this time, but certainly not least, of course, is from Texas State University.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Terry Vaught, and I am a senior admissions counselor in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions at Texas State University. Let me get my slides up here to show you my presentation. Okay, so as I said, my name is Terry Vaught. I'm a senior admissions counselor in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions at Texas State University. And sorry, that should not have advanced. And I'm here to share some of the great things about Texas State, including its programs in the visual and performing arts. Established in 1899, Texas State University is a premier student-centered public institution that offers more than 200 bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees to students in a traditional campus environment. Our main campus is in San Marcos, Texas, and is located on the banks of the beautiful San Marcos River at the gateway to the Texas Hill Country between Austin and San Antonio. A second, smaller campus is located in Round Rock, just north of Austin. We have a diverse student population that comes from all 50 states and more than 70 nations around the world. Texas State has been designated an Hispanic serving institution for more than 10 years and is very supportive of first-generation students. So I just realized I'm blocking part of the slide there. So included among our 8 academic colleges is the College of Fine Arts and Communication, which is home to a full range of visual and performing arts programs recognized as among the best in the nation. In fact, Texas State University is the first and only university with top 20 ranked programs in art, dance, music, theater, and musical theater. The musical theater program is an innovative pre-professional training program directed by award-winning Broadway actress and director Caitlin Hopkins. It is one of the only musical theater programs in the country run exclusively by industry professionals and is recognized as one of the top 10 programs in the nation. Our theater program is also ranked in the top 10 overall, and Texas State students have won 16 national titles in the Kennedy Center American College Theater Awards. The dance program at Texas State is consistently ranked in the top 10 in the US and was recently ranked second in the nation and the best in Texas in 2021. World-class faculty help our music programs to be recognized among the top 20 in the nation. And our sound recording technology program is the only 4-year degree program of its kind in the Southwest. The Department of Art and Design is home to the 11th best master's program in communication design, and Graphic Design USA magazine recognized Texas State to be among the 29 select top US graphic design schools. We were one of only a few public universities on that list, and the only Texas school included. Texas State strives to provide a supportive environment that fosters success for all students. We'll help you with course selection, job search, and career planning, tutoring and academic support, health and wellness, and much more. The student services you need sorry, it keeps advancing on me automatically, and I don't know why it's doing that. The student services you need to succeed and thrive are readily available at Texas State. There's also a lot of fun to be had at Texas State. We have more than 400 student organizations you can participate in, make friends, develop connections, and give back to the community. You can also compete in intramurals, sport clubs, and esports, or go to NCAA Division I sports events in support of Bobcats in 16 men's and women's teams. We accept applications through Apply Texas, and the steps for applying can be found on our website. Assured admission is based on a combination of class rank and ACT or SAT test score. However, students ranked in the top 75% of their class who don't meet assured admission requirements are also considered through a holistic review process. For 2022 applicants, we are test optional, but we haven't yet confirmed that we will be extending that to 2023. Students who are applying for programs in music, dance, acting, and musical theater also are required to do an audition and a separate application through getaccepted.com. Estimated cost of attendance for Texas residents is about $27,000 per year, including tuition and fees, housing supplies, all of your miscellaneous expenses. But financial aid and scholarships are available to students who qualify. So we ask that you be sure to visit us online for eligibility details and how to apply. We also encourage you to contact us for more information. We have a team of admissions professionals available to answer your questions, guide you through the application process, and help you join our Bobcat family at Texas State. Our contact information is available on the slide there, and if you scan the QR code on the screen, that will actually take you to our website.
Great, thank you so much. We have heard from some great institutions, and so at this time we do have some time left, and so we're going to go ahead now and pivot into our Q&A portion of this session. I invite all our representatives to please go ahead and turn on your camera to get ready to unmute yourself for our Q&A. Our first question here is, what's one thing you want students to remember about your arts programs? What's one thing you want students to remember about your arts programs?
So I will kind of, I guess, start us off a little bit. I guess the one thing I want folks to know overall about our arts programs is that, you know, we are in the middle of the country and there is arts in good old Oklahoma. Sometimes people think that to go to be on the coasts or be in the big cities where arts is happening or where, you know, some of those shows are taking off. But just to know that there are really fantastic performing arts programs throughout the country, specifically in the middle, right in Oklahoma. And I guess the other thing would just be that, again, you're coming in as a small school that you become truly a part of a family. And so there is a strong alumni connection for you once you graduate as a performing artist.
So I'll go ahead and go next. One thing that I would want students to know about our arts programs at Texas State is that the majority of our faculty who are teaching those courses are professionals who've been in the business, that they're professionals in the theater department, professionals in the art department, professionals in music. And they are there because they want to share what they know and what they've learned about their industry with students, and to help to train up the next generation of professionals in their industries. We have fantastic instructors who are talented in their own right. In fact, between our faculty, we actually have 22 Grammys and Emmys at Texas State. So there's a lot of great talent there, and it's fostering great talent among the students as well.
One thing about UAB specifically, our arts programs are specifically working for students. We usually offer internship opportunities for students to participate in, and those internship opportunities are paid intern opportunities with businesses and companies throughout the city. So you get that connection with companies and businesses, so you can look for careers and jobs that you're interested in while you're in school. That way you will have the opportunity to participate in those job opportunities later on. Our arts programs are also inclusive excellence. So we like to promote that. A lot of our students do go on to other states and nationally and globally. We do a lot of things, not only within our city, but around the nation as well. So we like to be inclusive and learning that and knowing that students can go anywhere from starting at UAB.
Great, thank you. The next question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? What advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
So for me, I think especially looking at the arts, right? A lot of schools, you have to pay attention to application deadlines and audition deadlines. And so I always encourage my students, especially in the performing arts, to, if you haven't created a of all of your schools that you're looking at and what they require for their auditions, what they require for their admissions application, and when those deadlines are, it allows you to just kind of help keep track of everything and have it in an easy format. Then, you can share with your parent, because they're going to be asking you, when things are due, have you completed it? And so having it all kind of in one spot is really beneficial for you to just keep track of things, so you're not missing any of those important deadlines.
So the thing that I would want all of the students to know, what's important for their college search process, is to find out who your counselor is, or your contact at each of the schools that you're interested in, and reach out to them and ask them for help, because that's what we're there for. One of the most important things is to be able to, like Jessica said, was to know what you need to do and when you need to do it. And your best point of contact is your admission counselor at that college or university. Don't be afraid to ask. That's what we're there for. We love to talk about our schools. We love to help students to know more about our schools and find out if we're the right fit. And we're not going to try to sell you on a school that's not right for you, but we want to make sure that you have all the information that you know to make the right decision for you, because it is your decision, and it is all about what's best for you. And we just want to make sure you have all the right information and know exactly what you need to know to be able to make the decision that is right for you. So don't be afraid to ask. That's what we're there for.
I hate to say that Terry and Jessica were correct, but they were. So I think any admissions counselor would agree that asking those questions and getting your parents involved would be beneficial in getting forward or moving forward through your admissions process. Like they said, we are here to help you not only of course, choose the colleges that we work for, but choose the right college that works and fits for you. This is an important decision to make. So a lot of people are not rushing to make this decision. So it's best to take your time and allow yourself enough time to do your research and also ask those hard-hitting questions that are specific to you. What do you care about? What do you see yourself doing in the future? And how can this university or any university best put you in the best position to accomplish your goals and your dreams? So, yes.
Great advice. I always say that it's so helpful to hear directly from college representatives or institutions to provide advice, suggestions, and feedback as they're going, as everyone is going through this college application process. So again, great advice. Each arts program is really unique. Every institution is really unique. So it's truly important to make sure, as that was shared, to make the decision that is right for you. And our last question here is, what is one myth you would like to debunk on the college admissions process? What is one myth you would like to debunk on the college admissions process?
I think is that not all private schools are unattainable and unaffordable. There are some that can be really expensive and they don't offer a lot of scholarship opportunities or financial aid packages. However, at OCU, right, one example, we do our best to try and make it as affordable as possible, having awarded $34 million in scholarship and financial aid last year. So don't count out small private schools sometimes, even though they seem more expensive up front compared to your state schools, a lot of times they can be cheaper. So don't count out your small private schools.
I'm still thinking about this one. Kaylee, if you want to jump in.
Hello, everyone. I apologize from the beginning of the presentation. I did not introduce myself. I am not Kaylee Havens. My name is Jacoby Perry. I'm an in-state admissions counselor from UAB. But yes, I
Sorry about that. I just went with what was the name that was on the screen.
No, you're fine. You're fine. She had a prior engagement. But to answer your question, I will say one myth that I would like to debunk about the admissions process, I guess I would say, is that at UAB, this is a good question. I guess I would have to say one myth that I would have to debunk would be that the difference in scholarship awarding. A lot of students are not sure how we award scholarships based on the different specific requirements that our scholarship committee sets up. So I would like to say that they use their specific rubric for awarding scholarships to students. It depends on a number of factors that they require, but I will say we try to make sure that all students are awarded scholarships if they meet a certain requirement. And I will say it is difficult to receive any merit-based scholarship from any institution that you choose to attend. But I also say and also recommend to a lot of students to do research on external scholarships as well. A lot of students do not even know that there are a lot of external scholarship opportunities available to students, and they could be from a range of different opportunities and businesses, employers, throughout your community even. So it's best to do research not only about the university and what scholarships that they give out to students, but also scholarships that are available to you within your community and around your state and your school. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, and I apologize again for that. I think the one myth that I would like to debunk is that students have to the students are only going to be successful if they go to the biggest or the best or the most expensive schools. The real most important thing is to find the right fit for yourself. Find the campus where you feel comfortable, to find the program that you feel is going to nurture you the best, to get to know the people that are there, and to ask questions about the programs, and to just find the place where you feel like you're going to be comfortable. Because if you're someone who doesn't want to go to a big school and you go to a big school, you're not going to be comfortable. You're going to feel out of place. If you're have different ideas about what you want to do than what the school is trying to push on you, then you're in the wrong place. You really have to get to know that school and find out if it's a good fit for you. It's not always about the biggest, the best, or the most expensive. Sometimes that number 10 school or that number 20 school, the one that's a little further away, or maybe right in your own backyard, might be the place where you need to go.
Awesome. There are many myths out there. And so it's really important that we try our best to debunk them and demystify a lot of those. So thank you again for sharing. Thank you so much to our representatives for being a part of our fair this evening. And with that, we have reached the conclusion of this session. Again, thank you so much to our representatives for being here. And thank you to each of you for joining us. As we close, there'll be a very quick 5-question survey that will appear on your browser. If you don't mind taking a moment to fill that out for us, it would be extremely helpful to us. There are more sessions happening just like this, so feel free to check out the website for more. And again, we do have some upcoming fairs happening in May, so registration is now open and we encourage you to sign up. And lastly, this session is being recorded like all the other sessions and will be available at StriveScan.com/launch. Again, that's StriveScan.com/launch. Again, thank you all and have a great evening.
Thank you, Catherine.